Hello, my name is Francisco and today I'm going to talk with you about Luísa Sobral's song Beijo. It's an absolute masterpiece and in this video you're going to find out why, even if you have no previous knowledge about music. So let's get started. The first thing that we have here to unpack is that the song is composed of three things. First is the guitar. Second is Luísa's voice. Third is Salvador's voice.
No instante em que te vi, deixei de procurar. Não tinha mais sentido.
So we have two melodies, Luísa and Salvador. We call that melodies because it's what we sing. The guitar is providing the chords or accompaniment. Let's start with the chords. Actually, we have very basic chords that a beginner can learn. D major, E minor, A major, D major. If I just change the rhythm, I can make this song into a catchy pop song. Já te pedi e até insisti para não ficar esperto dentro de mim. This works, but that's not what she does. Instead of using this chord, D, it gets a bit more complicated to D major 7. In this video I'm not going to talk about why is it called that. It's a bit more complicated D. Instead of being an happy chord, it's now a sad happy chord. It has a melancholic twist. The next chord, the E minor, instead of being E minor, it now becomes E minor 9. So it also becomes a bit more complex. So instead of being a simple emotion like sad, minor chords are usually sad, it becomes a bit more, oh, where am I? Is this actually sad? It sounds like it's sad, but it's not really 100% sad. And then we have the A. Instead of being A, it becomes a bit more tense. It shifts to A7. So that's the first thing, is that the chords are very simple, but now they're being complexified a bit by the add of extensions. We call these chord extensions. Is when you take the simple chords and you just complexify them a bit by adding some special notes. So now I'm going to play the actual version. Já te pedi e até insisti para não ficar esperto. Second part, let's analyze Luísa's melody. When Luísa starts singing, one of the things that she makes really amazing is how the text and the melody go so well together. Let's take an example. She says, é melhor assim que algo incerto. So it's very weird that the note that she sings by the word incerto, uncertain, it's this note, but the chord that goes with this note is this chord, the F minor 7. So usually when you have this chord, you would sing this note, que algo incerto. So actually, because this is what would be if the pattern would be repeated, but because she changes one note to an uncertain note, maybe a wrong note, it triggers our attention. And it sounds so interesting that she sings this note at that point. And we end on this chord. This chord, how does it sound like? It sounds like uncertain. it sounds exactly like the words. It sounds uncertain because where are we going now? So this is called madrigalisms because in the ancient music of the madrigals, in the Renaissance and older music, the composers wanted to highlight the text. So when they were singing I'm going up to heaven, for example, the melody would also go up. There is another spot where we have the following.
Mas tu não me quiseste ouvir, voltaste a insistir em chegar perto assim, egoísta ruim. Sei que...
We have the same melody constantly repeating ta 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 ta, and then repeating higher ta 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 ta. So we have melody that is constantly repeating, and what is she saying? You insisted in coming near me. We have the melody that is also insisting because it's constantly repeating. This is a textbook example of a madrigalism. That's what makes the song sound so emotional and so well connected with the text. Now let's get to the part where we analyze Salvador's melody. On itself, it sounds quite harmless. No instante em que te vi, deixei de procurar, não tinha mais sentido. When we sing a melody, there are some parts where we just have to breathe, so we don't have a constant flow of notes. We have to stop and breathe for a while. For example, in the part where Salvador says no instante que te vi, deixei de procurar, pause, não tinha mais sentido, pause. So there is a pause naturally in the melodies. This also happens in the melody of Luísa. Já te pedi, pause. E até insisti, pause. Para não ficares perto, pause. So there is activity and stillness. Activity and stillness. And actually, we come now to the concept of counterpoint. What is counterpoint? Actually, the two melodies are constructed so that when one melody stops, the other, by chance or by design, fills up the empty space. So in practice, there is no empty space in the song when both melodies are sung together in the end. These breaks are natural, but as the song develops, we don't need those breaks anymore because we can add the counterpoint. The two melodies work as counterpoint. Instead of adding a new melody, actually, Luísa is just reusing the same melodies that we already heard. And by chance, they just happen to match perfectly. So that one stops, the other carries on.
No instante em que te vi, deixei de procurar, não tinha mais sentido perto de mim.
That means that in this song there is no main melody and secondary melody. Both melodies are equally important, which is something that is very rare to happen in a modern song. Usually you have the main melody and then you would have a secondary melody or counter melody. Take on me, take on me, take me on, take on me. In the case of Luísa's song, it's the same idea, it's just that there is no secondary thing. Both are main things and the both main things complement each other. So it's what we consider counterpoint. That makes the song very, very interesting. And then when both people are singing together, I think the first time you hear the song is always a surprise. How the hell does this work? How does this thing match? It matches because it has been constructed to match. Another more technical thing, Despite the composition, the performance is also very good. And the melody of Salvador, actually, it's very hard to sing because the range is very high. It has very low notes and very high notes. It starts incredibly low. It's a very low A. And then, on the second part, we have Nunca quis nada tanto assim. He has to sing these notes, an A 2 octaves higher. So he has to reach this note, and which I can only reach in falsetto because I don't have the range. And that means that the song becomes more emotional, and only a very highly technical singer can do that. Of course, Salvador is not known as being a technical singer, but the range is there and the technique is there because not everyone can achieve this. To sing that in tune, hearing another melody at the same time, Luísa's melody, and having such a big range. So there is also a degree of technical prowess in here. Just to say that the melody of Luísa also has a big range, almost as big, although not quite as big. In this video, we talked about musical concepts like chords, extensions of chords, counterpoint, melodies, and much more. If you want to play this song yourself, you can download the scores in my website. Go there, you can download the score for free. I also made a guitar arrangement where instead of singing the melodies, I play them on the guitar together with the chords. And you can watch that video here. I hope you have a nice day and see you the next time. Bye bye.
Não é para mim, prefiro evitar uma